Greetings, my name is Kerry and welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my April Cluedo Picks My TBR. You may have noticed April has already started. I've been very busy working on various assignments for college and just haven't really had the time to sit down and film, so I'm slightly late in presenting you with my April TBR, but never mind, it just puts pressure on me to read more books in less time. If you are new to my channel and haven't seen my TBR game before, I will quickly summarise it for you, but I will also link to last month's video where I introduced what all the new categories were and explained a little bit more about how it works. But basically I have a deck of Cluedo cards and I pick 4 cards, and each card has a prompt associated with it, and I use those prompts to help me pick my books. In March I actually managed to read everything on the list, which was quite exciting, seeing as this was the first month that I relaunched it. So I had 4 picks. One of them, if I pick a character card, then it's a mood read, but I have to read something with that colour on the cover, so that was Miss Scarlet. And for this I read The Telephone Box Library by Rachel Lucas. I read this as an ebook, so I'll put a picture of the cover. You can see the writing is red and the telephone box in the middle is red, so that covered that prompt. I also had the library prompt, which means read a library book, and I read In Dreams and Winter Rose by Nora Roberts. I've already taken that back to the library, so I will put the picture up there as well. Funny story, took the book back to the library, forgot the card was in there, remembered later that evening, had to go back to the library 2 days later and ask if they could retrieve the Cluedo card for me. Very embarrassing. Very lovely people at my local library, shout out to you, thank you so much, you made my life so much easier. I didn't have to buy a replacement card on eBay. I also had the billiard card prompt, which was a book from the oldest on my TBR list. If you haven't seen my update on my oldest on my TBR video, I will link that down for you as well. The book I read for that was The Misbegotten by Catherine Webb. This was quite a chunky one, so I was really glad I managed to get through it. I finished it just before the end of March. There were times when I didn't think I was going to get to the end in time, but I did, so that was very exciting. And then the final card was the Conservatory card, which is where I get my friend Penny to pick a book for me. She picked Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse, and I finished that too and I really enjoyed it, so that was good. So those were my 4 books that I read. Now what I would usually do at this point is reveal what my murder card was, my mystery card, but what I've decided to do to make my TBR more like Cluedo is that I'm now going to keep this card a secret until I fail 1 month to read everything I've picked on my TBR. And then what I can try and do when I fail is use the evidence I have from the prompts I've completed over the months to try and guess what this card is. And if I guess correctly, then I have saved myself having to read a forfeit book. I hope that makes sense. If you want to know what this card is, that will be revealed at the end of my March TBR, which will be linked for you. So if you would like to know what the mystery card is, go and check that out. I have no idea. I was very clever when I edited it and managed to not see it, which is good because otherwise this feature wouldn't work. So this card is still going to remain a mystery to me. So now on to my April picks. Now, I was thinking, because I was successful last month, I was debating whether to add an extra book, but as it's already partway through April, yeah, we're on the 6th of April, the day I'm filming this. Hopefully this will be up this week so you can see it. I think I'm going to stick with 4 books this month, and then after a couple of months of seeing how I do, I will decide if I'm getting through the books too easily, I will maybe add an extra book or reintroduce the forfeit of if I pick 3 of the same type of card, then I have to draw an extra book. We'll see how it goes for a couple of months, because I'm just aware I've got a lot of deadlines coming up in April and May, so I don't want to overwhelm myself. I'm just going to shuffle the cards so you can see me shuffling them. I always do this, I always shuffle them off camera. Okay, so my first pick today is Colonel Mustard, so that's helpful. This means I can mood read any book that has yellow on the cover, and I have a feeling 2 of the books I'm already currently reading have yellow on the cover. So the good thing about the mood read card is that I don't have to pick in advance. I can retroactively apply it to any book that I finish during the month that has this colour on the cover, and it doesn't matter if I'd already started the book. This allows me to include books that I read for uni potentially within this, because I have to read a lot for uni. So that's really helpful. So thank you, Colonel Mustard. Okay. So that's my first card drawn. Second one is, oh, TBR game is being nice to me. So this is Professor Plum, which means I just have to mood read a book with purple on the cover. If I draw another character card, I think I will draw an extra card this month because I think it's slightly unfair, well, maybe too fair of my TBR game to only give me mood reads. Okay, so that's 2 mood reads. That's really helpful. This is going to be a very short video at this rate. Okay, third pick is... ooh, dagger. Okay, so the dagger is fantasy. Ooh, I know what I want to read for this. This was on my radar to read anyway. I'm going to pick up Reaper at the Gates. So this is the 3rd book in the Ember in the Ashes series, and the next book I have to read to carry on that series. This is on my series I want to finish this year list, which you may not have seen yet. I've already filmed it, but I don't think it's gone live by the time you'll have seen this, but it will be on its way in the next couple of days if it's not already live. If it is already live, I will link it in the description box for you. If not, just wait, that'll be out in the next couple of days. I need to read this because I actually, when I went to the library, picked up Sky Beyond the Storm, which is the final book in that series. So I have both of these out from the library, and it would be really good to get to this one. So that is that book. I'm really wary actually about putting that card in there now in case I do the same thing again, but we will try very hard not to. It may mean that I don't use that as the bookmark when I come to actually read it. Okay, so that is that one. This is going surprisingly well. So the next card is Conservatory. Oh, that's Penny picks again. Wow, she'll be excited. So what I will do is I will send my friend Penny a message, and I'll first of all ask her to pick a number to choose which shelf she's going to pick my book from, and then I will send her a picture of that shelf and she will pick one of those books for me to read. So what I'll have to do for this is I'll have to insert the footage after I've managed to talk to her and to get her to pick a book for me. So that's exciting. She picked really well last month because I really enjoyed Trail of Lightning, so I'm really excited to see what she picks for me this month. Hi, it's Next Day Carrie here, just with a little update that in my TBR I drew the Conservatory card, which is where my friend Penny picks a book for me. So I text her after I finished filming the other day and said, first of all, please could she pick a number between 1 to 7, so that narrowed it down to a shelf, and she picked the number 4, so I sent her this picture of shelf number 4 on my TBR cart and asked her to select a book for me to read, and she picked The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, which is really exciting because I've been meaning to read this book for ages. This one my friend Amber from Books of Amber actually bought for me for my birthday. I'm very much looking forward to reading this month. I'm really excited that this is a book that Penny picked for me. Back to previous me. Okay, so that means from my drawing of my TBR, I only actually have 1 book so far. So, you know what, I'm on Easter holidays. I don't have that much work to do. I have a little bit more free time at the moment. Do I, dare I? I'm gonna pick one more. I'm gonna pick one more just because it doesn't feel like enough at the moment. I mean, I know Penny's gonna pick one and then I've got 2 mood reads. So yeah, no, I'm gonna pick one more. I may come to regret this. Okay, here we go. So my final pick is Miss Scarlet. So that's another mood read. So yeah, we'll go with that. So I've now got 3 mood read cards. I mean, that doesn't really feel like it's helped very much. I've got 3 mood read cards, my friend Penny's going to pick one, and then so far the only actual book on my actual TBR is The Reaper at the Gates. However, I do have another couple of books to mention. For Space Sirens, there's a couple of things that I'm working on reading. I'm going to track backwards. Okay, so we just picked our May book, which is the Unspoken, and I can't remember the author's name off the top of my head. I think it's C.L. Clarke. If that's wrong, I'll put it on the screen. I'll put a picture up actually. So I've just ordered my copy and that's arriving soon. So that's the book we're going to be reading in May. But May is quite busy for me with a lot of deadlines. So if I can get a jump start on that and read it in April, that will be really helpful. Our April book is The Bone Shard Daughter by... oh goodness, I can't remember that author's name either. Really bad. I'll put the picture up again for this. So I've got an e-arc of this from NetGalley. So I will be reading this one this month as well. I will be doing a book diary of it, and this is our April book, so we'll be discussing it at the beginning of May. I've nearly finished our March book, which we are discussing on Sunday at time of filming. You should see this video before that live show, so I'll put the detail of the live show in the description box for you. If this happens to be delayed and go up after the live show, I will link that for you. I have about 100 pages left. I was hoping to finish it before I did any filming today, but I just didn't quite manage it. So I should be finishing this book today, ready for our live show next week. And then I still haven't managed to finish A Memory Called Empire, which was our February book. So, I mean, it's gold on the cover, but I would probably count that as yellow and try and make this my Colonel Mustard pick to finish this. This one also could work for that because there's a bit of yellow on there. But anyway, I do really want to try and finish this month. Like, I'm really enjoying it. It's a good book, but it's quite dense. It's quite heavy in terms of like its content and its writing style. And so while I'm enjoying it, where I've had some really big intense essays to work on in the last month and a half, I just haven't had the headspace to finish this. So now I'm on holiday, I want to try and finish this one. A couple of other books that I'm going to try and get to. I'm taking part in a read-along of the Space Trilogy by C.S. Lewis, which I have here. This is hosted by Victoria from the channel A Musical Bookworm. I will link her announcement video in the description for you. We're reading the first 2 books in April, which the English titles are Out of the Silent Planet and Voyage to Venus. I think they're called, I think this one certainly is called something different in America. I'm not entirely sure. So the live show for this is, I believe, on the 17th of April. So I'll be definitely trying to read both of these as well. This one also has Shell on the cover, so it's giving me lots of options. 2 more books that I'm going to be trying to fit in. The live show for this one I believe is at the beginning of May, and then the live show for this one is some point in the middle of May. So I'm looking forward to getting stuck into those. There's a Discord chat for it as well. All the details are on that announcement video from Victoria, so I will link that for you. I've been meaning to read the series for a really long time. My copies are actually in storage, so these are my dad's copies. This one was actually given to him by his dad, my granddad, for his birthday, which I think is really sweet. I'll be reading these very carefully. I'm a big fan of C.S. Lewis, and I don't know why it's taken me so long to get around to reading these, so those are on my TBR as well. Certainly the first 2, probably the third one as well. And then the final book that I'm going to be trying to read definitely in April, hopefully, because its release date is in May and I want to try and read it and get a review up for it before it comes out, is called Judgement Day by Josie Jaffrey. I'm not sure if she's revealed the cover yet. If she has, I will stick it up here. This is the second book in the Seekers series that she's writing. I read the first one, May Day, you can see it there, in February, and really enjoyed it. So I want to read that so I can do a series review for you ready for when the second book comes out, so you can check that out if you want to. I think that's it though. I have my mystery card already picked if I fail. I have my 1 book that is already decided for my TBR. These ones are additional books I'm hoping to get to, plus the other 2 that I've mentioned for Space Sirens. And some of these will cover some of my mood read cards as well, and then I'm just going to text my friend Penny when I've finished filming today and get her to pick the final book for me. I think that's it. I mean, I know I've got a couple of library holds ebooks coming through as well, and I will probably try and get to a couple more arcs if I have time, or books from my other category lists. Like, I haven't read anything for Read Around the World for a while, so if I can fit those into the mood read cards, then I will. I'm hoping to do loads of reading in April where I've got a bit of time off. Well, I say a bit of time off. We've got a break from lectures basically. I've still got some assignments and stuff to work on, but gonna have a little bit more free time. Yeah, we'll see how I go. I hopefully haven't set myself too much of a challenge by picking extra books, but we'll see. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. Let me know if you're taking part in the Space Trilogy read-along, or if you'd like to. It would be really great to have you along for that. Check out our Space Sirens channel as well. I'm going to see if I can link our Space Sirens Discord too, because that's been getting really fun. We have a separate channel for each of our monthly book club books so that we can discuss them as we read them, and we often have other fun conversations on there as well, so come and check that out. Let me know some of what you're planning to read in April, if you're taking part in any readathons or anything like that. I'd love to hear about those. Or if you can't think of anything to say and you just want to leave an emoji to let me know that you've made it this far, leave me a flower emoji because it's spring and my orchids are all flowering, which is really cool. Please like this video if you liked it, please subscribe if you haven't already, and also you can follow me on my social media. All that information is listed for you in the description box below. But that's it for today, so thank you so much for watching and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!